You guys got a lot of work in yesterday at the link. What do you think that work was like as a first team offense in that setting with 14?
Yeah, I think it was a great day of competition, great day of challenging one another, and competing. You know, getting in that setting is good for us.
Jalen, where are you sort of in your career? Has it evolved when it comes to preseason work? Do you have a preference? Do you like to get involved? What's kind of your philosophy?
I like to play football, so any opportunity I get to do that, I want to take advantage of it.
You seem to have really good back-shoulder connection. How often do you work on that together that we don't see? And is that just a natural?
It's just a natural thing. It's just a natural thing, kind of going out there and playing off of what you see, and so. We had the ability to do both.
Jalen, a handful of practices ago, we saw Nick coaching you hard along the sideline there. How cognizant are you as a leader of like how you react to that, you know, knowing that eyes are on you?
Yeah, I know as a coach and as a team and as a leader, you know, I know that I am. Everybody is worthy of getting coached, you know, so. I can't get on another guy for acting a certain type of way towards something, and I'm not practicing what I'm preaching. So we're all here to learn and continue to grow.
I apologize for not asking this last week. We were recently sailing them, but what do you think of the Kelly Green outfits and how excited are you to play in this season?
Yeah, they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. I know it means a lot to the city, a lot to the old fans. It'd be cool to put them on.
You talk a lot about being a triple threat with your arm, your legs, and your mind. Can you give us an example of a player or of a meeting or two or play that from this camp that you feel like shows the way you're able to see the game that you might not have been able to a year ago?
I don't know. I don't know specifically, but I always speak towards how time is the biggest teacher and experience is the biggest teacher, and so the more I play, the more I have an opportunity to play with this group, the more I grow, the more I learn. And so I think that is an ongoing evolution.
You were voted the third player on the top 100. A unique list because it's by your peers. What did you think of that?
So it's an honor to be recognized by my peers and the people I compete against to do that.
Joe, when you look ahead, you know, you got the game Saturday night against the Ravens and then practices with the Browns next week. What are you hoping to get out of these next several days? You know,
I think I will cross that bridge when we get there. Kind of focus on Saturday.
Jalen, that back shoulder stuff you were talking about before, how much has it helped to work against Slay and Bradberry in those type of situations? Because those guys are kind of savvy. Does that help the chemistry?
I think when you're competing against high-level athletes and we go as hard as we do, it is always helpful. And they always give us good intel, good looks, in what they see. And I do the same for them. So it's a challenging process, but I think that's one thing that we need. We need to continue to challenge one another so we can execute at a high level when it matters.
Any of the young corners standing out to you that you're going up against every day?
I think they all kind of showing up and giving it their best. Obviously, they have two guys in the room that they can look to, and James and Darius Slay. Man, I think Josh Jobe is obviously playing well. He's a physical corner, so.
Decent amount of freedom at the line of scrimmage. How can you use that differently with AJ in year 2 together than maybe you did in year 1?
It's a thing of time. It's a thing of time. It depends on what we're seeing out there, how we're communicating, and what we see. You know, it's all about how the game is going, to be honest.
Nick said he thinks AJ is looking a little bit quicker. Do you see that at all? And how is that, impact going through and stuff?
Yeah, I think, I think when you have players like that, you want to be able to get them involved in a ton of different ways. And so, he's been working really hard. I think I don't know if he cut up or lost any weight or anything like that, but he looks great to me.
Not much. How y'all doing? I can't complain. Another day in paradise.
Is it?
That's what they say.
How you feeling? What happened when he got injured with the groin?
I just felt to get a little tight. It wasn't nothing serious. I did the same thing last year. It was actually not as bad as last year, so I'm not too worried about it.
We saw Hurts with that back shoulder throw. I mean, how tough is that to defend?
I think that's one of the toughest throws to defend in football, especially when he started off in a cut split. So gave him more area to work with as far as the throw and also the route. But it's pretty tough, especially when the quarterback's spending on the money like Jalen's been doing all camp for the most part.
JB, what have you noticed? How much does that help you to work with AJ every day and him and Jalen having that connection? How much better does that make you?
I think it makes me better. You know, it definitely sharpens my tools, makes me have to define my technique, and always working. And it's definitely a tough battle each and every day when I come to practice. That's how the game's going to be, so it helps out a lot.
Sorry, we saw Josh Jones get a lot of those reps while you were out. What did you see from him, and how much has he grown in the last year?
I feel like the game has slowed down for him, so I think he's thinking at a faster pace. So he's always been athletic. He's always been physical. I think that showed last year, but I feel like the mental part of the game is definitely starting to improve for him.
JB, on the back end, what do you notice about Reed's confidence? You know, and being a leader, like vocal, just his presence on there.
I see Reed growing each and every day. He definitely has I think he's gonna have a bigger role this year, of course, since we lost some safeties. But I'm seeing confidence each and every day from him. He's picking up the defense, and also he's really learning how offenses work in the league. So I think he's gonna play at he's gonna be fat. He's gonna be able to think a lot faster this year.
You mentioned that Joe has that physicality. Do you see similarities between his game and yours?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I try to always tell him to use his arm length because he has really long arms. And of course, he's heavy-handed. So when he gets impressed, I always try to tell him make sure he gets his hand on his receivers. Be patient at the line. He can also run. I think he's faster than me. So yeah, it's definitely I think it's gonna be a good year for him.
Where have you seen Keely Ringo go since he's been in the building starting this offseason?
You know, it's tough for a rookie coming into the league because you got to learn the defense. You got to also learn how the offenses work, and then you got to also find your routine and stuff because it's not like college. But I mean, he has all the physical traits. He's definitely just trying to pick up the mental aspect now, and I think he's going to improve with that each and every day.
Has your view of the preseason evolved during your career?
You can ask that again, my bad, I didn't hear you.
Has your view of the preseason evolved during your career?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the more I'm around the league, the more I start to understand how the preseason works, and I'm starting to. Of course, I already had my routine, but I feel like I can improve my routine just because, as far as what I eat for the most part, and also like doing exercises and stuff before the game. That's kind of when I define my routine as we get to the season, and I've added some things to my routine just because I'm older, and also the way I eat. My body doesn't metabolize break down those things that I eat like it used to.
Does playing the preseason matter to you?
That's up in the air to me. If the coach asks me to play, I'm willing to play. If he doesn't want me to play, I'm also cool with that too.
What kind of advice do you give younger guys like Ringo and Joe? What can we tell them about this first preseason game?
I just tell them to go out there and play hard. Make sure you know the defense, at least the calls that they're going to call once you get out there, and just. It takes a lot of reps, to get used to playing in the league and also get acclimated to the league. So that's a chance for them to get reps up under their wing. I remember being a rookie, and the game was just so fast. And it took reps, it took games for it to slow down for me. So you just got to go out there and play hard.
JB, looking
ahead. With the young guys, you have so many long corners. You're very long. Does that kind of help you sort of mentor them because the physical traits are at least somewhat common between all of them?
Yeah, I definitely see the traits that I have in those guys because, like you said, they're long, they're tall, and they're physical. But they're all different at the same time, and I try to approach that when I'm talking to them and I'm watching film and I'm trying to critique them.
JB, looking ahead at the next 2 weeks, what is it about joint practices that kind of brings out the best of you versus a controlled setting like this?
I think it gets us away from the mundane things. You know, we get used to seeing AJ, we get used to seeing Jalen in our offense. But the way the NFL is, week in and week out, you're gonna see a different offense. You're gonna see different players. So I think the joint practices definitely help you go against different guys, different abilities, and also different offenses.
James, on that note of getting used to seeing AJ, Nick Sirianni was talking about how he thinks AJ's gotten quicker this year. Do you see that quicker, faster, and if so, what's it look like from the defensive perspective?
I think he's just more comfortable in the offense that he's running. Him and Jalen have a better rapport, a better, not to say relationship, but they're on more one of accord now. And I think that's why he's looking a lot quicker, a lot faster. But he's always been quick to me and been fast to me.
What about like some of the younger receivers? Like, it seems like Agata seems to be, catching passes, having a pretty good camp. What do you see from him specifically, and maybe some of the younger receivers?
I like OZ. OZ's really fast. I think anytime I match up against speed, it's definitely a way for me to try to improve my game. Because I'm used to playing guys like AJ, the more physical guys. But then once I get lined up against the fast guys, I have to change the way I kind of play, use different techniques. So OZ showed some promise this year. The new guy Joe, the big physical receiver. I think he's similar to AJ. He might be a little bigger. And I think once he gets his confidence in and starts to learn the offense more, he'll start playing a lot faster.
How are y'all today? Pretty good.
How are you settling in? I mean, you've taken every first-team rep. How do you feel this camp has gone through?
I'm just taking my reps when I can. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Feels like I'm a little kid out there again, but it's good. It's good working now, man. It's football time, so it's back.
As far as building that chemistry, it might be Terrell, it might be Kayvon. How does that factor in for you?
I love them. I mean, they're like brothers to me. That's what the biggest thing is. When Terrell came in, we gave him open arms. We communicate really good, and our relationship in the locker room is really great. It's cool. I mean, we hang around with each other all the time.
You guys have a couple of positions at linebacker. Mm-hmm. If there is some rotation up there, how long does it take you to feel comfortable with the guys you're playing?
It doesn't take long. I mean, honestly, it's based on how well we communicate. And I feel like we've been communicating really well so far.
Last year in the preseason, Nick and Howie both said kind of when the pads came on against the other teams is when they really saw you make a roster spot for yourself. So I guess, what would your message be to like some of the other undrafted guys that are fighting for a spot?
Have fun. Football doesn't change. It's a violent sport, and when the pads come on, just go have fun.
It's been a quick evolution for you. I mean, last year you were one of those guys fighting for a spot. This year you seem pretty entrenched. We just talk about how it feels.
You still have to keep that mentality. I still keep a chip on my shoulder. I got a lot to prove. Like I said, I enjoy playing this game, and I want to play it as long as I can.
If you think about where you were this time last year to how it's perceived your role will be this year, that's pretty remarkable. Do you look at it that way? Do you ever go, man, it's a lot?
Yes and no, but like I keep saying, it's football. I mean, I've been playing it for years, and just being able to come out here and do what I love to do, you can't take that for granted. So.
We're not sure who's playing on Saturday night, but would you like to get out there and
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I can't wait to play. Like I said, football's back. Like I can't wait to play.
Reed, we just spoke to James Bradberry, and he said that not only do you look more confident this year, but you also seem like you have a better understanding of how opposing offenses work. I guess what has changed over the past year that has allowed you to have a better perspective?
Shout out to James Bradberry because he's taught me a lot. Just asking him questions and seeing where his thought process is, it helps me a lot, and I try to understand where he's coming from, and it's allowed me to be more confident out there. We communicate a lot, and that's what I said earlier, and it's based on how well we communicate, and especially having Slay on the other side too, and Terrell, having guys that have experience in our room that if you have any sort of question, they're going to answer it for you. They're not going to snarl their nose at you or anything. They're going to be there to help you out.
Specifically about James, what about his perspective is so particularly insightful to you? Like, what does he really see well?
He's been in the league for many years, played beside really great safeties, and he's been coached really well, and he takes coaching. And it's hard not to listen to a guy that's been in the league for this long and been coached this well. And, you just got to have that as a young guy. You got to listen to him.
He was talking about how he always seems to be matched up against the more physical receivers, and it's a good change of pace to go against guys with speed like Alameda. How about you? How do you feel about different skill sets that receivers bring, like physical versus speed?
You talking about for James or just in general?
For you,
just
like
for me?
Matchup-wise, I mean, do you prefer the skill or skill?
Honestly, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's all about what their tendencies are, and that's what happens during the week. You study who you're going against, and once you know what their weaknesses are, then you can attack their weaknesses.
Who are some of the younger receivers that you've seen kind of stand out
This year on our team? Let me think. That's tough. I mean, we got a lot of great. Our receiver room is really great. I mean, young guys, I'd say, like, I mean, Quez been here for a long time, but Quez, he works. You know, he's a hardworking guy, and he just comes to work every day, and I respect that. And every time I go against him, sometimes I gotta be ready to get on my horse and go. So.
How much of a confidence boost is it when you pick off Jalen Hurts in practice?
I mean, it's a big confidence. Even regardless of who the quarterback is, just having an interception in general, I mean, like I said, you're out there to play. You're supposed to make those plays. But as a player, it calms you down a little bit more. You're mellowed out, and you're just playing the game at your speed now.
You seem to be getting a lot of reps in big, high-leverage situations, whether it was backed up yesterday, red zone stuff. Well, people look at you and say, 5'8", 200, you don't look like between the tackles back, but you're very effective. Why do you think that is?
The preparation, the work, basically just taking advantage of every opportunity they give me, making sure I stay on top of my details and do everything I had to do. That's all.
I'm not quite sure who's going to get reps on Saturday night. Would you like to play in the first preseason game to kind of,
Yeah. We all get an opportunity to play, and we all just going to take advantage of those opportunities and do our best as we can once we step foot on the field.
Can you kind of gauge how much more comfortable you are year 3 versus when you came in as a rookie?
I'm more comfortable because I understand what's going on. I understand what Kelsey got to do. I understand what Lane got to do. Understand just fully what the O-line have to do in our plays, and just listening to Jalen as much as I can, just fully just understanding the playbook as much as I can and staying on top of everything.
Kenny, you guys do so much work ball security-wise. Do you have a favorite ball security drill you guys run out here?
I probably have to say the 2-on-2 with a blocking where one guy blocks and one guy's like reacting off of somebody, and we like going up through the blasters and stuff.
In terms of like ball security, when Jamal has the glove on, how accurate is he hitting that?
He accurate, but he'll miss sometimes. He'll sometimes catch you in the jaw or catch you in the arm, give you a little frog or something, but that all come with it. We always go up through between the tackles, and it's always big guys hitting you in the arm, hitting at the ball. Defense always ripping at the ball and trying to like pull your hand off the ball. So basically, that's all what's gonna help us. That's gonna help us down the line, when we carrying the ball.
Kenny, how have you? We all know Jalen's been viewed as like a mature guy, but have there been any examples that you might be able to provide, like away from the field, where you really see like his maturity, or, in that sense?
Just when we have conversations, he, you can just tell. Just being here with Jalen for 3 years and understanding the type of guy he is, he like straightforward. He all about his business. He do everything he had to do the right way. Even when he has something messed up or anything like that, he always clean himself up and attack it the right way. And he take it as a 1% get better every day type of thing. So.
Much courage is to run the ball between the tackles when you have to. I mean, it's like a natural tendency would be to make bounce outside, but you seem to be fine, pounding it up there between the tackles. Was that kind of courage?
That come with being comfortable with our O-line. I know those guys gonna get their blocks, and I know that if I hit it as hard and fast as I can, then I can just squeeze through. But you can't be nervous going down through there when you're a running back in this league. I get to hide behind those big guys and do what I do best.